make sure this is recording, okay? That 10-minute video, guys, that you just saw, inside your back office, you can go to Tools and Videos, and you can see that video there. Also, the new PowerPoint presentation is under Downloads in the back office. You can go to Tools and Downloads, and that will be also. What's up?
Oh, also, just while you're on that subject, back in the back office, you'll also see terms and conditions in a bunch of different languages. You'll see all kinds of stuff. So go to your back office, keep checking on it, because there's also transfer agreement paperwork back there. If you're having issues, we've also updated the support. So you guys keep looking at your back office, because good things are always coming and will continue to do so.
Well, Joff, it's good to see you. I was going to introduce you with some cool music, but you took that away from me. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, man, we are happy to have you. And just so you guys know, Joff is about to leave to go to, what, 11 different countries?
Yeah, 11.
11 different countries. So honored to have him here. So let's rock this presentation. We're going to do a brief one today and then do a little bit of Q&A, and then I know Joff's got to get going. So go ahead and take it away, Joff.
Okay. You know what? We're going to bring up your PowerPoint since you're on your screen there, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
That way I'm not going to bring up mine. I'll bring up yours. Yours is updated.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, guys, just a little bit about Joff Paradise. If you don't know who I am, they asked me to tell you about myself, so I do. I always try and live by the theory or the saying that a lion doesn't have to tell you he's a lion, but I'm going to share that with a little bit about my background and a little bit about me. I'm going to take a few shortcuts. I'm not going to tell you every detail, so you won't be here on that be on this webinar for as long as it would take me to tell you all those things. But I did start out as an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life since I could remember as a kid, from trading and bartering and selling GI Joes to owning my own t-shirts company when I was a kid in high school. Sold it and made my first money and was just pretty much hooked. Went on to graduate and got my education from the department from Texas A&M. Graduated with my master's degree in exercise physiology and kinesiology, and I went on to have my nutrition coaching and on and on and on, from physical therapy. Worked a couple of years as an intern with the Dallas Cowboys, and graduated Dr. Kenneth E. Cooper Institution, where I met a really great guy by the name of Zig. You probably maybe have heard of that guy. He talks about it in one of his stories, as a matter of fact. But anyway, I owned a clothing company out of college. It was called Paradise Swimwear. And Paradise Swimwear I ended up selling that to Venus Swimwear. That was a catalog company, so I'm kind of aging myself today. And went on to do lots of things. Just fast forward to about 2007. I had acquired 10 health clubs in 2007. I was going through a lot. One of my sons was being born, and I'm not going to get into that story. But anyway, we were doing a lot. I had 10 health clubs, 3 casinos, 2 bars, or 2 restaurants, a bar, and a coffee shop. And went through a divorce in late 2009. When I was going through those and selling my health clubs and getting through all that, I ran up against this guy. The company was actually buying my health clubs, was a public traded company. And so they had a forensics accountant, and I had to do all the accounting on my clubs and have to get all that ready. When they did that, I ran into this guy that was doing all their accounting, this young guy, and he says, "Hey, you need to get this stuff called Bitcoin and check this blockchain out," and started explaining what Genius Block was. And so the rest is kind of history, as they say. I bought a few of those coins, and instead of having to pay a bunch of tax dollars on that and all that kind of fun stuff. So anyway, same with, I bought some stock, so just transferred that money. But 2011 came along, and I was in the last part of 2011. I was involved in a horrific accident. The results of that accident is I lost my left leg. I have a rod, 18 screws in 2 places in what's left of that leg. Complete right knee replacement. I have a plate in my head. I have died twice, and I spent 91 days in the hospital. And when I woke up, they told me I would not be able to complete sentences very well, and never walk again. And you can't see that I'm walking right now, but hopefully one day you'll see me and you'll see that I'm walking. Obviously, you hear me talking. So why I tell you this is, and why I talk to people about this, is because the first thing you need to know in life is that, you can want change all you want. and you can listen to other people tell you what you're going to be or not going to be your entire life. And if you let those people persuade you and steal your joy and make you hold you back or hold you down, then that's because it's your fault. It's not anybody else's fault. And the only way you're going to take and make change is by taking extreme action. And that's exactly what I did. I had to spend a year in a wheelchair. I had to spend over a year in speech therapy, learning how to complete my sentences and learning, putting my brain back together, as you might say. But obviously, something's working. Well, I still had that Bitcoin stuff sitting around, and my partners and I got together in a really cool meeting, a few meetings, and we started putting this platform together. They started putting it together, brought it to me. I loved it. We put it together a little bit more, had some of the do's and don'ts and things we did and didn't want to do. And the next thing you know, this amazing thing called Trade Coin Club was born. And John, if you'll go ahead and bring up the first slide, I will tell you guys about a little bit about Trade Coin Club. Now, if you aren't aware of cryptocurrency already, and you're not aware of that, and so we need to talk a little bit about that today too. So what are we? Well, we're a membership club that was created to revolutionize the trading market of digital coins. So you have to understand that this is a multi-billion-dollar market, and only few really have access. We're we're the first that I know of that actually, and there's a few others companies that do have access to do trading on a coin. Our license allows us to trade on all cryptocurrency across the board, and we pick out the top 10 of the day. So what are we? We're in a competitive billion-dollar market. That's allowing you to come in finally, the GPs or the general public, to finally come in and be able to do what we do at virtually little knowledge and understanding, and really not risking and putting your actual coin, your Bitcoin, at risk. So that's pretty amazing to me, with little or no risk skills at all. What is trading? Well, if you haven't heard this in your lifetime, you probably can think back, and maybe you've heard it from your mom or dad, or maybe you've done it. But the whole thing about trading is buying low and selling high. That's all it is you buy low, you sell high. I like to explain to people that if you understand how to leverage your money or put your money to work for you, like the wealthy have done for years, then this is something that would definitely be, you would think you'd have to be really wealthy to do so. Well, with us, we're going to show you something that you don't have to be wealthy, but we're going to bring the Wealthy's program to you. And what that means is basically, instead of you working so hard for your money, we're going to put your money to work for you. So what is trading? Well, if you buy a stock, you buy it low, you want to sell it high. It's pretty basic. It's a negotiation that takes place between financial markets. It's using sophisticated technology tools that get information from the market. It's very complex. If you don't understand how the financial securities market works and how asset options, commodities, forex trading, and all that stuff works, a lot of people have lost a lot of money doing that. But there are these three guys that I know of, and quite a few others that have made billions of dollars doing it. As a matter of fact, George Soros made over $1 billion in just one day. Now, am I telling you that you're going to make $1 billion in one day? No. So don't miscommunicate what I'm trying to say. Don't misread what I'm trying to say. Just listen to every word that I say and take it for what it is. Don't try and read between the lines here. So
just 1 second, boss. I'm going to make sure I mute everybody out. And then if you could just unmute yourself, that would be great.
I've unmuted me.
All right. Are you still there?
I am indeed.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Thanks, John. It's very courteous. So what I was saying is, am I telling you you're going to make $1 billion? I hope you do. Is there potential to make the $1 billion? If you start out at 0.25, it's the sky's the limit. We don't cap you. We don't tell you what you can't make. All we're going to do is show you how to make it. And then the rest is up to you. But then Jesse Livermore and all these other famous guys, Jim Simmons, that was in 1929 that did the shorting. Guy was famous for making millions of dollars when stock went down instead of up. And that's another thing that I'm going to explain to you today is how you're going to make money even when Bitcoin goes down in value. Or even when the other coins that we have go down in value, you actually still can make money on this trading platform. Okay, so what is trading? What is the history? Let's go back behind the scenes here a little bit. The ancient times, trading was pretty simple. We call it today bartering. When you had a good or service that you wanted from someone else, you would trade it. If I had corn and you had beans, and I wanted to eat beans and you wanted to eat corn, we'd swap. And that was just the way it was. There was no reporting, no saying I had this or that. That's just the way it worked. So today, in today's market, you know about the stock market. You understand about trading between stocks. If you remember the 80s and the 90s when there were all these people on the stock floor that were writing down numbers and trading all these stocks and trading and writing down numbers back and forth and yelling, sell, sell, buy, buy. Well, today it's kind of changed, hasn't it? Most of those people today are behind computers, just like you are right now. A lot of them still, a lot of these brokers even are using cell phones today with their apps. So our technology is increasing all the time. Would you agree with me? So what is today? Well, today we trade digital currencies. And the trading of digital currency is not something new. You're going to find that it's something that's been going on for quite a few years now, almost 10 years, guys. And what do I mean by that? Look at this. In 2008, Bitcoin was actually born. And if you really look back at 2008, it was actually 2007, I think the last history that I read. But in 2008, it was actually born and formed. And they had the first, the block, which was called the Genius block. And if you're not a history person, then we're not going to bore you with a bunch of history details. But if you are, go back and read the design and about Bitcoin and how they've never even seen the person that invented this. They've never seen a picture. They don't even have a picture of the guy that came up with this. Bitcoin was commercialized in 2009, and in 2010, the very first exchange happened with Bitcoin for a Papa John's pizza. That's pretty amazing. 10,000 coins. You know, at 6 years ago, if you would have had $100, invested just $100 in that coin, and that coin was valued back in 2016 for $750, that's $750,000 that you would have increased your Bitcoin. That's pretty amazing. 750,000, I shouldn't say dollars, I should say value of your Bitcoin. So let me explain a couple of little things. There are more than 2,000 cryptocurrencies out there today. So you need to keep in mind that. But there are only around 743 that are recognized currency. That's when you can cash it out. That's when you don't have to look for someone to buy the coin, that you can actually trade it onto a wallet and do an exchange for real currency, no matter where you are in the world. This should say it's a worldwide currency. And it does say it's in the world to trade every day. So really think about that. That's not something that you have to go to an exchange and figure out if what it's worth. What your Bitcoin is what your Bitcoin is worth, wherever you're at, and then you can exchange it. If I have a quarter of a coin or 0.003 coin that I want to exchange for a cup of coffee, and they take Bitcoin, which a lot of places do, as you may well know, then we exchange. But there are other coins out there. So there's 743 coins that we are allowed to trade on. Now this is a good spot to explain to you that we are a licensed, we are insured, and we are a brick and mortar company, and we are a for-profit company, which means that we're going to protect our interest as well as yours when you partner with us. So that's the coins that are on the market today. You'll see, if you like to diversify, I have quite a few of those coins in my pocket or my wallet myself. I don't just have my eggs in one basket. I like to spread it around, as they say. Diversification is really neat. Most of your billionaires are in at least 7 different types of businesses. The diversification is a key. So our trading software is developed by high technological optimization. It trades in cryptocurrency, and our traders can upload daily onto the system. And it'll maintain a high precision of all transactions, allowing our members to gain throughout most operations, which means that if Bitcoin goes down and when it goes up, you still make money either way. I kind of love that, because when my Bitcoin goes down and I look in my back office and I see that my trade wallet has increased and my trading has gone up, that makes me happy. And then you know what else makes me happy? Is I don't have to get rid of any of my Bitcoin. See, if I had a bar of gold sitting on my counter, the only way that gold would be worth anything is if I bought it low and then I went to go sell it when it was going for a higher value. And I'd have to chip a little bit of that gold off to actually sell it, or I'd have to sell the entire thing. And then I'm back to square one. I'm going to have to wait until the gold goes lower. I'm not leveraging that gold to put it to work for me. Today, Bitcoin is what we do. and how we leverage. You pay in Bitcoin, we pay you out in Bitcoin. It's a pretty beautiful thing. There's no reporting to anything, but you do get a report. You get a receipted transaction of every single transaction in your back office under what's called financial extract. So you guys see on the left side of that screen, those little Space Invader looking guys, that little machines, those robots. Well, those are what's trading for you every single day. And our system makes millions of microsecond transactions, making it pretty much humanly impossible for anyone else to do, allowing us as members to generate a profit every second, every hour of every single day. And that, I love this next one. Guess what? It puts your coin at little or no risk at all to you. How do we do it? Well, let me give you an example. Now, this is just a pie in the sky kind of example. This is not anything that is going on right now as far as number wise, but this is just to give you an idea. If we buy Dash, which is one of those 10 coins that I showed you a minute ago, and we buy one of those and we buy 1,000 of those coins, and we buy those for, let's say, 0.010 Bitcoin, we turn around, we buy them at 4:31 in the afternoon, we turn around and sell it at 4:36, 5 minutes later, we've made, and the Bitcoin increased in value, or the Dash coin increased in value up to $10 in value, up to 0.0313 Bitcoin in value, then you've made an actual profit of 2.70 Bitcoin. It's that simple. You buy low, you sell high. Guys, if you take that by times 10, this example shows 3.64 by the end of the day. You times that by 10, you'll see that it's pretty amazing. And I love it. So we've talked about myself, we've talked about the overview of TradeCoin Club, how we trade on the top 10 cryptocurrencies of the day, using Bitcoin as our anchor, paying in Bitcoin, paying you back out in Bitcoin into your wallet. Yes, you can cash it out any day you'd like. Let's talk about membership options, because some of you at this point might like to know, how do I get into this unique program? And at this point, let me explain something. How do you get in is the only way you can get in, because if some of you have already probably on this webinar maybe have gone to tradecoinclub.com, and you'll find that there is no login. There is no place, because we don't compete with our members. So you have to be invited, because remember, I did say that this is a membership club, so it's invitation only. And so the person that invited you to the webinar, or the people that you would like to follow, or the person that brought you to this and invited you to this, you would need to get back with them. Ask them for that VIP registration link, because that's the only way you're going to be able to register. And again, listen closely. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny to register, but it does cost you a penny, a Bitcoin, 0.25 Bitcoin to get started. And that's the least amount that you can get started for it. And when you look at it, our software, you do need to pay for the software. Remember, I said we are a for-profit company, so you're going to need to pay just a few things. We're going to talk about those. I love full disclosure. I love transparency. I don't want to hide anything. I don't want you to say, hey, Joff, you didn't talk about that. What are you hiding? So let's make sure we try and cover all the bases in a quick amount of time, because I am on a time restraint, and I do apologize for that. So apprentice program is very simple. You pay 0.05 on all of these programs to start the robo, or to start using our software, as we call it. And that would add up to 0.30 as an apprentice. As a trader point, it would be 0.05. As a senior trader, it would be 5.05. Don't forget to put the 0.5 in there, because if you want to become a senior trader and you just put in 5, the system will not recognize that, because it's going to charge you the 0.5, and you'll be downgraded to a trader. And speaking of grading and upgrading and downgrading, it won't recognize you as a senior trader, I should say, because the system doesn't downgrade. It doesn't go backwards. It only goes forward. So if you come in as an apprentice, like so many have, and you probably will hear some of those stories maybe today, some people will come in as an apprentice, which is a 0.25 Bitcoin plus the 0.5 or the 0.05, making it 0.30 or 0.30. You do have to add the decimal. You do have to add the zero, the number in the front, in order to buy it. So don't make the mistake of putting in 0.35, because it won't recognize that, or 0.30, it won't recognize that. Okay, so the system will only upgrade you. So if you're rolling over and compounding, you're trading every day, it's just like day trading. So if you you might have to go to work a little bit every day. Our job doesn't require you to work hours and hours of hard, intense labor. We ask that you go on the computer, set your trade every Monday. And you have 24 hours to do that. It starts Sunday night at midnight UTC time and goes till Monday at 3:50. 3:59. You have 24 hours to do it. UTC time. So it's 12 to 12. Anyway, the 3 memberships we explain, you have 8-month contracts, a 12-month contract, and a 12. So think about this. If you're an apprentice, you're on a 12-month or 8-month contract. Once the system recognizes you have upgraded and you go to a trader, you're automatically going to be in 12 months, but it's only going to add the 4 months to your agreement. It's not going to add you 12 months and start you back over. It's upgrading you. Keep in mind, if you have 5 coins, if you go all the way up to 5 coins, and now you're a senior trader, and you go, well, Joff, I started out as an apprentice at 0.25 coin. How come I can't take out 4.75 coin? Because the system doesn't go backwards. It's upgraded you. You've gotten to take advantage of all these cool things that I'm going to show you as being a senior trader. Remember, we have this cool thing called a risk level. And the terminology in the industry is stop loss, which means stop your loss. But to me, it's really risk. And it's in the computer. The back office will show you at your risk level. You come in at low, medium, or high risk. You can set your risk level. You must do that every single Monday, as I said. Your lowest, the worst that you're going to do on a bad trading day, luckily, knock on wood, we haven't had a bad trading day since we opened. But then again, we haven't even been open 60 days yet, have we? We've had some amazing trading days, as most of these people will tell you. Anybody that tells me or asks me, and this I'm going to answer this question right now for all of you out there that's going to say, well, what's my ROI? What's my baseline? Give me a baseline ROI. Anybody in this industry that's in trading tells you that, they're lying to you guys. So you can pop them on the back of the head and say, hey, that's not right. You're telling me a fib. Because no one can give you an actual ROI because there's too many variables. It matters when you get on. It matters if you've compounded. It matters. It matters what we did for the trade for the day. And if I could predict that, then I wouldn't need to be on here, would I? Because then I would be sitting somewhere else, which I could anyway. But anyway, we would be doing other things probably because I could have predict the future, and no one can do that. So let's keep that in mind. Okay, so when you ask me what an ROI is, or ask any of our members what my ROI is, remember, there is no such thing. You'll get a return on your investment. You can try and figure it up. You can grab numbers out of the sky, as I call it, pie in the sky, and try and figure out what your worst will be. I've done that. I've had people tell me, well, if we had a bad day every month, or I mean every day, if we had a bad day every day for 12 months or 8 months, this is what the worst that I would do. Yeah, I've had that happen too. If you figured it up, you traded at low risk, the worst or the high risk level, I believe it was 12% you would lose. Yeah, that's actual fact. So yes, you can, but that's if we had a bad day every single day, and I don't see that. Anyway, you'd be the judge of that. You guys, at this time, I'd like to tell you nobody's holding a gun to your head. Nobody's telling you you must do this. Nobody's even telling you you have to do this. Do your due diligence. Don't do it just because it feels good. Do it because you know it's the right thing. It's the right fit for you. Don't just come in and do it because someone told you to do it. Don't follow this. Don't be a sheep and follow the crowd. Do your due diligence. Look into this program. Understand it. And those of you that see our vision, hop on the train with us and let's build this. We're in pre-launch right now. We haven't even launched. So we're still turning the screws, tweaking things, updating things, as you heard in the very first of this webinar. Looking in your back office right now, you're going to see some terms and conditions. You're going to see other languages. You're going to see all kinds of fun, great things. You're even going to see a change of membership or cancellation paperwork to fill out. So you have all kind of cool stuff that's just going to continue to update. Even our support has been updated. So if you want support or you need tech support, now we can give it to you even faster than we could before. So this is called pre-launch for a reason. Please keep that in mind. Don't keep pushing the elevator button, as I say. Okay, so at a medium loss is the worst you'll do in a day is 0.40. The worst you're going to do on a high risk day is 0.45%. And guys, these are percent signs, so please don't confuse them with BTC. That doesn't say 0.35 Bitcoin, that says percent. Big difference. So when you're putting those numbers down on the paper for all you accounting people, make sure you remember percentages is not BTC. Guys, look at I like to read the small print. And it's not too small, so everybody can see it. Every membership pays 25% trading fee every 4 months on the total gain of your trading account. Do you understand that? If you're not paying on what you've put in, you're paying on what you've gained in your trading account. This system's going to trade Monday through Friday. You can compound all your trades throughout the day, making liquidations available once a day, which means you can withdraw once a day. Contract terms or gains above 5 times the amount invested obligates you to renew your contract. Guys, if you put in 5 Bitcoin and you make 25 Bitcoin, are you gonna jump out? You're not gonna want to. I don't think anybody would want to get out. So we're gonna go ahead and renew your contract automatically. Remember, this is very important. If you came in with 3 Bitcoin and now you've got 30 Bitcoin and we renew your contract, you don't pay that 25%.
Give me just a second, buddy. We're gonna mute
Okay.
everybody out again. We had some new people come on. All right, there you go, brother. You with us?
I am indeed.
All right, take it away.
Okay. So as I was saying, please make sure that you're aware of, if you come in with 5 coin, you've compounded and you've added 5 coin to it, and now you have 10. You don't pay the 25% because your contract renews, and you're obligated again for another 12 months. But you do pay the same, whatever you put in, that 10 Bitcoin you put in is what you paid. So that's what we take. So you need another 10 Bitcoin to come back in again, because we're going to start your contract over. Please understand what I just said. If you don't, get with a leader, PM me. I'll try to explain it a little bit more in detail because we're time restrained today. But I do explain it in more detail in some of my other webinars and some of the Google Hangouts. Let's move on. So, guys, this is the beautiful part. We have a very strong compensation plan. Now, if you're just a trader, you're just someone that wants to trade and passively make a little passive income, that's fine. That's why we set this up. But we've also set it up a really amazing compensation plan that we're going to pay you for referring people to the business. A direct referral is someone that you actually go out and get yourself and refer. For instance, Uber pays you for referrals. Other companies will pay you for referrals. So we're not any different. We're just going to pay you for a referral. An indirect referral is when that referral you just got goes out and gets one of their own direct referrals. Across the board, you're going to make 10%. 10% across the board, all the way across the board, every time, up to 0.99 BTC. Now, this is encouraging, of course, everyone to upgrade your membership. But if you don't, and you want to take every penny you make off of that 0.25 BTC up to 0.99 BTC, and you upgrade it all the way to there, and you didn't want to go to trader level, then we're going to pay you up to 0.99 BTC for each and every referral. For trader, up to 4.99 BTC. And for senior trader, there is no limits. So it would behoove you to become a senior trader, because if you have someone come in and do what several people have done, like myself, had a guy come in and put in just one of the many, I'll give you an example, say 50,000 in Bitcoin or 100,000 in Bitcoin. Wouldn't you rather make 10% of that, or would you rather make just the trader or apprentice level? Think about it. Next. So those 2 things right there, we could stop right there and say that's strong enough. We can pay people, they'll make money, they'll love it. But we actually take it a little further. We go to what's called, on this indirect referral, keep in mind, this is on generations, because we have 2 different binaries. We have a 3x12 matrix, and then we have a binary. I shouldn't say 2 different binaries. We have 2 different matrix. We have a matrix and we have a binary. So we have 2 different things. The binary I'll explain right now is a little bit. It's 2 legs. You need to have 2 people, 1 on each side. Then you'll start getting 10% divided by up to 7 generations. So actually, as a senior trader, we're going to pay to 8 generations. Those aren't levels. Those are generations. There's a difference. As an apprentice, you can see you make 3, 2, and 1% for each generation to 4. As a trader, 3, 2, and 1 all the way down to 6. And as a senior trader, actually all the way down to 8.
Excellent. And Joff, something that's interesting about these numbers is this reflects what people put into their exchange when they're funding their accounts, right?
Correct.
Okay, just so people understand that.
Yes. Okay, so let's go to team bonuses. And while you're talking about exchange, John, or while you said something about exchange, let me just touch on that point. When you come in with TradeCoin Club, 50% of your coin goes to commissions, and it's held in reserve, because if someone goes out and they go out of business and they want to pull out of their contract, If we went back all the way to this slide in the very beginning, it talks about 50%. If you pull out early and you say, I don't want anything else to do with it, you're going to lose 50% of your Bitcoin, period, because that 50% is how we stay in business to pay people. So please understand that. Okay. As an apprentice at team bonuses is when you have people on both sides of the matrix and your team starts to build teams. And every time they build teams, you get paid. As an apprentice level, you'll get paid up to 2 Bitcoins a day. At a trader level, you get paid up to 10 Bitcoin a day. At a senior trader, you get paid up to 15 Bitcoins a day. I have people doing this. Keep in mind, guys, we turned on this system December 17th of 2016. That's less than 60 days ago. Do you understand me? Thank you.
That's huge.
Amazing.
Not as big as this one.
This one here is going to get you. This one will keep you up at night. I must say, put a disclaimer on this. I think that it says that if you really get into this and you understand this 3x12 matrix, this has sleep deprivation written all over it. Guys, this is huge. But if you don't make at least 0.25 Bitcoin, and get 3 people in, you don't get to participate in this. So please make sure you for at least 3 people. It's important, and you're going to make at least 0.25 Bitcoins. I think if you start rolling over your commissions and don't just start spending all the money that you're making.
Just to clarify that point, Joff. So for duplication purposes, would it be advisable for people to let their team members know, get 3 and then help them get 3, 1 left, 1 right, 3rd wherever?
Yes, every single person I actually bring into the company, John, I try to explain to them before they even get their Bitcoin and buy a membership. Do they have 3 people? Can you think of at least 3 people that you love that you'd love to have into this system, and then you look at, if you're a team builder or a network person or a social media person, then you go after 3 good people that you love the most, and make sure you put somebody in here that you really love, because this is going to pay them. Right. And make sure they got 3 people. It's pretty simple. It's really based on 3 people. If they get 3, you get 3, they get 3. Within, I think it's less than 12 months, you'll max the matrix out. If everyone went in and got 3 people that you bring in.
Unreal. Cool.
Yeah. It's pretty phenomenal. But guess what happens when you max the matrix out, John?
I believe you guys help out on that one.
We actually open up you another spot free of charge, so you can go do it again. So we're going to reward you instead of penalize you. That's sustainable income for all of those that are listening. That has no roof. That's no cap. That's sky's the limit kind of an opportunity here. And I hope you take advantage of it. But there is a monthly fee. Again, we have to pay people. People do work for us. So we have to pay them. We pay them out of the fees. One of the fees that you're going to pay to be along on the ride in this matrix is a monthly fee of 0.015 Bitcoin. Figure it up on your own. I think it's about $9, but I can't US money, USD, but you have to figure that out. As a trader, it's 0.030. As a senior trader, it's 0.045 Bitcoin, not percent, Bitcoin. Okay, read carefully. It will pay each person in the matrix for each active member 0.003 Bitcoin every month.
Just
everybody.
To give people an idea, if you have 10,000 people, that adds up to 30 Bitcoin.
Perfect. 30 Bitcoin, 10,000 people. It's not unachievable. But if you go really over to the top, like I know that people are already getting round up to do, and you can achieve 2,391 Bitcoins by maxing out the matrix every single month. That's well over $2 million from what I understand in US money. You have to, if you're an apprentice level, it pays up to 4 levels. If you're at a trader level, 8 levels, and at a senior trader, why you'd want to become a senior trader, again, because you're getting extra advantages. And of course, the more money you put into anything, the more money it makes. The more money you invest, the more money it makes. It's pretty cool. Your sponsor, your sponsor's sponsor, you, everybody else from top to bottom, from left to right gets paid. Everybody that goes into the matrix. It's a force matrix, top to bottom, left to right. everybody gets paid that 0.003 Bitcoin every month.
Rob, does that spillover stop from your sponsor's sponsor? Or does it go up higher than that for this bonus?
It goes all the way up to me and Dover. It keeps going up.
Wow.
It's your sponsor, your sponsor, you. It's everybody in the matrix.
That is unbelievable. Thank you.
Yep. How many companies have you guys ever been involved in I read something here a while back that 93% of the people that get into MLM companies never get paid.
It's unreal. Every single person on my team is being paid. Everybody. So
that's pretty phenomenal, isn't it? To be able to say that every single person that walks into this is getting paid. This is
as I call it, the Michelangelo of comp plans. You just have to stare at it and just really appreciate the curvature.
You do. You really do. But again, once you do, you'll get to work. If you're hungry, as a buddy of mine says, you got to be hungry. But if you're hungry, this will feed you, and this will get you very comfortable. It has a way of doing that. There is no monthly, what do you call those fees? There's no, pre-qualification, qualifying or auto ship or garage qualifying, all those funny things.
You don't have to store 30 bottles of lotion in your garage?
No, there's no potions or lotions here. We've got a software system that's working for people.
Extremely moisturized in my last opportunity. I'm just kidding.
I heard that. So let's move on. Let's talk about the last and final, the fifth thing, and that's renewal team bonuses. This is very cool. I love this because every single time my team renews, now if I start out a team and they don't make 25 Bitcoin, but they're just passive investors, and I get a few of those guys and they're investing here and there, and they're compounding and doing whatever. When their contract comes due and they renew, I get paid again because they're active. I get paid again every time they renew, up to, or more. 1,000 people could renew and I get 1,000 commissions all over again. Now think about this. When you've made 5 times the amount of your membership, your personal earned membership, you personally, you've made 5 times, which if you have 5 Bitcoins, that's 25 Bitcoins. The system will automatically renew your membership again. Now, if you have more than 5 coins in there, I warn you now, but you'll see it when you're coming due to do that 5 times. It'll show you in your back office. Make sure you have matching in your commissions. So when you renew, you don't have to wait for it to gain the commissions to renew you automatically. It'll or to renew, you automatically renew. I should clarify that a little bit. If you have 5 Bitcoins in and you're not going to be charged the 25%, so we have to charge you. So we're going to take that 5 Bitcoin. TCC takes and absorbs that 5 Bitcoin. So you're going to need 5 more Bitcoin to start up again. Okay, to reinvest your Bitcoin.
To clarify something, if you have, let's say, you've rolled in 10 Bitcoin, would it be, you'd have to get up to 50, but then it would charge you that 10 or renew with that 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets paid up the network, mind you.
Hey, John, if I give you 50 Bitcoin, will you give me 10 back?
I guess we can work that out. But yeah, and the interesting thing about this too, Joff, is that if you're getting to that 5 times the amount frequently, that means you're building a big team, which also means that from your team, you're also getting paid this bonus from, so that's
all over again.
That's really
important. I've had someone that renewed that they reached their 5. They didn't have that money in their commissions or trade. And it took I think it took 2 or 3 days for them to actually get it in commissions, and it started their account again and started trading them again.
Right, exactly. Okay.
It doesn't cancel you out, it just stops.
Right.
Now, if you didn't want to go back into the trading, it's going to take your commissions until you're evened up, because if you owe money, we're going to collect the money. We're a for-profit company. We're going to collect that money, and we're going to collect it by your commissions, because you've already built a team, obviously, or you wouldn't have 5 times the amount. Next. Career plan. I think you guys all saw that in the video, but if you don't understand it, I'm going to just touch on it right quickly because I'm down to about my last 4 minutes. So here we go. Cycles. What is a cycle? A cycle constitutes of you're actually making a coin on each side of your binary. So each leg has to have a coin. The only thing is, you have to remember, it requires that we're only allowing you to use 35% of your volume from your team have personal enrollment. So if you get 5 coins, if somebody brings in 5 coins and this guy over here brings in 3 coins, you get 35% of those. You don't get 5 and 3 coins. That's not 8. And you don't cycle 3 times because this is 3 and this is 5. It adds up. You have to take 35% and it adds it up. The system will do it for you, but if you're a mathematician and you like to play with numbers, do it on your own. You'll see that the system doesn't fail. The system doesn't pick out people and not email you. The system, you have to learn how to trust the system. And until you learn how to trust the system, you'll have questions all night and all day long.
Trust the system, Joff. I can personally attest. I haven't had one. I've been answering lots of questions for lots of people, and I haven't actually had one problem that hasn't been something that has to do with user error. So,
human error. It's true. And I trust the system. And once you've learned to trust our system and how it works, you'll finally get it and you'll understand how to troubleshoot. Our leaders that are on here, you guys need to learn how to troubleshoot and how to go back to the beginning. But if all else fails, throw in a support ticket. It'll help you troubleshoot now more than it ever has. And they're very prompt. Cycles meaning what I explained to you. You don't want to end up like me with one leg shorter than the other. You want to have dual legs. You want to have them both balanced out. And you want to cycle. Once you've cycled twice, you'll get a pin that goes on your lapel. On 5, it says number 1 on it. The next one is number 2 with 5 cycles. The next one is 10 cycles, a Mont Blanc pin. The next one is 50 cycles, a cruise to the Caribbean with a bunch of TCC people on it. So hopefully by the end of that cruise, you guys are smart enough to get the captain, the crew, and everybody else that's on that cruise to become part of TCC. You just show the plan. There is no hype. 100 cycles. I love this part because this is where you get to know us as the company. We're going to bring you to the corporate office. We're going to let you poke around. We're going to let you sit you down, show you how everything works. Then we're going to give you a couple of days of sun in the fun on your own, on a peninsula, on a beautiful island, and enjoy it how you like. It's all inclusive. Then once you hit 200 cycles, you get your choice of a men or women's Rolex stainless, beautiful watch, Rolex watch, one of my favorite. I love them, love them, love them. 500 cycles, we're going to hit you up with a Toyota Corolla, brand new. That's why there's not a year on there, because it depends on the year you get. Once you get 500 cycles, that's not one car we're giving away. Every single person that does 500 cycles gets a brand new spanking Toyota Corolla of your choice as far as color, up to 30 Bitcoin in value. 750 cycles, you get a 320i, beautiful BMW, up to 50 BTC in value. Number 8. Number 9, check it out, 1,500 cycles. Guys, we're going to have a lot of people driving a lot of cars all over the world. Do you have to put TCC logos on it? Do you have to put a TCC license plate and customize it? No. But you do have to drive it for 1 year. That's our marketing. After the 1 year, it's your car. Do whatever you want with it. The BMW Z4 is a beautiful ride. We could have stopped right here as far as I'm concerned. The i8 is just an amazing exotic. I love this car. If you haven't been in one, haven't driven one, or haven't seen one, maybe you should go shopping, because once you get to 5,000 cycles, you're going to get you one. So I always encourage people to go out and look at these cars. These are beautiful. But if you're not satisfied in an i8 and you drove in that for a year and you hit 10,000 cycles, we're going to give you one of my all-time favorites, a Lamborghini Huracan. I can't say it like that girl does in the video. Huracan. Anyway, you don't have to take yellow. It's your choice. The images are merely representative of an illustration purpose. That concludes my PowerPoint presentation, guys. I do appreciate all of you coming on today. John, thank you for inviting me. I try to make myself as accessible as possible. From here, I've got an engagement that I need to be at in about 10 minutes. And then from there, I'm packing and we're on our way to Hong Kong.
Hey,
and guys,
trip, man, we appreciate you, and we'll take the questions and stuff from here, Joff. We love you, man. Everything you're doing. Thanks for your commitment to the team.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. We'll see you at the top.
Thanks, Joff.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you so much.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll go to gallery view, and if you guys are, everybody's muted. I just want you to know. So if you have something to say, unmute yourself. What's up, Kimmy? Kimmy in the house. What's going on? All right, Jerome. My goodness, so many awesome people, rock stars. Here we go. We got a few questions here. Okay. Nice hat. Well, thank you. It's not really a question, but when we get our airplane, we'll have a TCC logo on the tail. Hey guys, what's going on, Chad? Who is that with you? You guys are muted. Okay, no problem. All right, so let me see what's going on here. Hey, what's going? How are you, man? Everybody, you're very welcome. That was incredible. This is recording, so don't worry. We will have I'll put this up on my YouTube channel, and I will put that in the comments so you guys can share this around. I think this was a really good presentation. I asked some questions that it took a while for me to understand, and I realized that when I'm asking questions, typically that means you guys may be asking the same question. So I was able to kind of slip some of those into Joff's presentation. So that was pretty exciting. I'd like to see if Dave Ireland is on. Dave, are you on, buddy? I'm going to unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's a little bit low. Can you speak up a little bit?
You want me to talk really loud?
That's perfect.
Is that better?
That's perfect.
Okay, I'm almost yelling here.
So,
but I am a professional speaker, so I can do that.
Thanks, Dave. And Dave is one of my leaders, and really, really intelligent guy, and just like all of you, obviously, because you're in TCC. But he's a really smart guy, and I wanted you to just introduce yourself, Dave, and tell us a little bit about yourself, and then maybe just give us like 5 minutes on your thoughts on this trading platform, on this high volume trading that we have going on here, because this is very new to a lot of people.
Sure, I'd be more than happy to. I'm mainly involved in trading and investing, really more even than trading. That's what I really focus on. And my background, I came out of the corporate world 25 years ago from a little place called Eastman Kodak. And I retired there in '92, started up a few companies since then. But lately I've been really looking at investing, and I've been investing probably since 1966. But what I'm really looking at investing in, and I started about a year ago, was this world of cryptocurrency. I think this is the currency of the future. There's no doubt about that with my investigation that I've done. But I'm not a big network marketer, and I'm not out there recruiting like crazy. But just by talking to people about this unbelievable investment opportunity, people are saying, "Hey, yeah, Dave, I want to come in too. I want to work with you." So you don't have to be a big network marketer, and you're going to wind up building a team whether you want to or not. And plus, with that 3x12 matrix, your upline is helping to fill that up too. And all you have to do is get 3 people, and you're in the wheelhouse. So when I look at investing, and Joff hit on this a little bit too, the 2 things I mainly look at is diversity. So I'd like to have stocks, I'd like to have bonds, I'd like to have gold, I'd like to have silver. And now I'm saying this cryptocurrency looks interesting, so I want to have some cryptocurrencies. So many of you are involved in OneCoin. So I've got OneCoin, and with them going public next spring, I'm pretty psyched on OneCoin. I know I shouldn't be promoting it on here, but it's a good product. Now the problem there is they shut the business down in the States. But I really believe that was a real positive, smart decision on their management's part. But then John introduced me about a month ago to this platform, and I've always been familiar with high frequency trading on Wall Street. And that's what the hedge funds do, and that's how they're making 30, 40, 50% a year. So as I look at this and I see what they're doing, I'm saying, okay, this requires me to invest some money and see what's going to happen. So I started investing about a month ago. And what I really, really was impressed with, I think, was Thursday, Bitcoin dropped about $100, a little bit more than $100. But I still made 0.73% on my Bitcoins. And I came in with 5 Bitcoins. So even when the market went down, the return stayed consistent. And that's what I've been averaging, about 0.74. And what's really intriguing, not only do I like diversity, but I like a good risk to reward ratio. And with this investment, yes, there is risk involved. I mean, Bitcoin goes up and down. I mean, it's about as volatile as you're going to get. But I sat back and I said, okay, if I buy this Bitcoin through the TCC, or invest through TCC, I'm getting 2 to 3% a week on my money or my Bitcoins. That's around 10% a month. And I'm going to be doubling my money about every 6 months or so, or at least doubling my Bitcoins. And that's how you really have to look at it. You're doubling your Bitcoins. So if you come in with 1 Bitcoin, and then in 6 months it grows to 2 Bitcoins, then another 6 months that 2 doubles to 4 Bitcoins. So in a year's time, you've gone from 1 Bitcoin to 4 Bitcoins. But let's say the world comes to an end. Well, actually, if the world comes to an end, Bitcoin's going to go through the roof. That's another story. But let's say Bitcoin drops down to $250. And that's very, practical, could happen. I don't think so. Matter of fact, I've just written a recent article about why Bitcoin's going to be at least 2,000 by the end of 2017. Or at least I'm totally convinced it'll be a lot closer to $2,000 per Bitcoin than the $1,000 that it's at today. And I justify it with what's going on in the world. But let's say I'm wrong and it goes down to $250. Well, I started out by buying 1 Bitcoin as my example. That's $1,000 about. Now you would think, okay, if it dropped down to $250, I've lost a lot of money. Not really, not with the TCC Club, because that 1 Bitcoin that you bought has doubled in 6 months and then doubled again. So now you got 4 Bitcoins. Now those 4 Bitcoins, they're worth $250. What's 4 times 250? You got yourself your $1,000. So the risk to reward ratio is looking pretty good, because worst case scenario, probably going to break even. Best case scenario, if it goes to 2,000 and now I got 4 Bitcoins, I got $8,000 on a $1,000 investment. So with that, John, I say this is probably one of the best investments for 2017 that we've got going, in my opinion.
Thank you, Dave. That was a breath of fresh logical air. Thank you for sharing that.
Put you to sleep?
What's that?
Put you to sleep?
No, that was awesome. It's really good because I think a lot of times you have to look at things versus risk versus reward. I mean, risk takers are dream makers, right? You don't take risk in life, then that's okay. You don't have to, but you're also not going to see a lot of positive change because you're not going to be putting yourself out there. And that whole serendipity, those occurrences happen much more frequently if you take controlled risk. And that's what I see this as being, is controlled risk. Now, Dave was only talking about the investment side. So that's the passive side. If you guys are in the network marketing side, that's a whole other arena. I'm telling you guys, I've been in 5.5 weeks, and just to give you some personal, I'm almost up to 32 Bitcoins, and we haven't even launched. We're not officially launching until May. So the thing about this comp plan that really excites me, and I've seen other people who started just a couple weeks before me. One girl, I won't throw her name out there, but she was at about 80 Bitcoin in earnings. And I'm not even, like a week later, it's already up to 120. So the exponential growth of this compensation structure is really powerful because of things like that residual bonus, because of things like that team bonus. Those 2 bonuses right there, I mean, I've never seen anything like that. So, the network, the affiliate side, I mean, everybody's going affiliate, guys, whether people want to admit it or not. All companies are starting to do direct sales. Their word of mouth sales is powerful. And that's simply all this is. So yeah, this is really incredible. And Dave, we appreciate your insight. And we're going to, guys, hang with us. We have another special guest and top leader of mine, Matt Cole. Incredible. I'm honored to be working with such awesome people. I mean, all of you guys out there, I could go through every single one of you as to why you're such a valuable asset to this team. But I want to bring Matt on for a little bit and just have him run some of the numbers with you guys, right? We like to see numbers. As Joff did mention, nothing's guaranteed in trading, right? So, but at the same time, we're basing it on data that's extrapolated. I got to learn that word from Matt. But yeah, data that's extrapolated from our experience thus far. So hopefully you guys will stick with us. We'll give Matt about 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll do some QA, and we'll be done. We can go about enjoying our Sundays or whatever day it is by you. It might be Monday already. But Matt, go ahead and take it away, man.
Thanks, John. My name is Matt Cole, and I have been in the TradeCoin Club now for about 5 weeks, since January 6th, and I have put together a table based on a spreadsheet that I've created that shows what I have earned in this system just from the trade earnings. And I'm not talking about the commission side of this. And I want to say that I am not an investment counselor. These are just my personal experiences with this system that I'm sharing. And this is what I am expecting to see out of my account. And you guys can take that as you like when you look at these numbers and start getting excited about them. So one of the things you heard earlier in this presentation, and I'm going to start by sharing my screen here, is about compound interest. And here's my favorite picture of Einstein. And he says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. And if you know what that means, then you understand why the system can be so powerful. But to give a brief explanation of compound interest, what they're referring to is that if you put in 5 Bitcoin today and you earn 0.05 Bitcoin trading on that 5 Bitcoin today, then at the end of that day, you can redeposit that 0.05 Bitcoin into the system so that tomorrow when you're trading, you're actually trading on 5.05 Bitcoin. And if you make another 0.05 Bitcoin that next day, then you can roll that back into the system. And the day after that, you are trading now on 5.1 Bitcoin. And that adds up because you're not just trading on that first 5 Bitcoin you put into the system, you get to trade on more each day as you earn that. And I want to show you here the table that I have made for this. And again, these figures are extrapolations based on my personal trading experiences within TCC at the senior trade level with the risk level set to high. These figures are based on redepositing the trade earnings back into the exchange daily, resulting in the compound interest effect. And this is in no way a guarantee of growth from TradeCoin Club or myself. That being said, all these figures are based on the senior trade level, which is 5 Bitcoin to start with. And I've extrapolated all the other numbers on this chart based on that. And I am seeing, and you heard Dave mention this earlier, but about 0.75 to 0.8% daily on every trade day. So when I started out, that is approximately 0.045 a day. My lowest day I saw was 0.029 Bitcoin. And the best day I saw was 0.095 Bitcoin in one day. That's pretty good. And then as I keep on redepositing my trade earnings back into the system, that amount goes up that I'm earning each day because the percentage that I'm applying that earning to is higher in the first place. So the principal is higher, so the percentage equals more on the other end. So just to show you what this chart means, I have the different plan levels that you can go in at, and there's only 3 levels. There's the apprentice, the trader, and the senior. But I added in some other levels that you can go in at, like instead of just the lowest 0.25, you could go in at 0.45. If, say, you had around half a Bitcoin to put into the system. The trader, you have to go at least 1 Bitcoin to be a trader, but you could put 2. And then you can see this chart down here, how that will affect your earnings. So I went in at 5 Bitcoin. That's the senior level. And then over here, it shows you the days in trading. So these are not calendar days. These are the days that you're actually trading. There's 5 days a week that you're trading. So there's about 20 to 21 trading days in a month. So right here, remember how Dave was talking about how the, what point your Bitcoin have doubled. By my calculations with what I've seen, if you go in with 5 Bitcoin, after 100 days of trading, which is about 5 months, you can probably expect to see this 10 Bitcoin here. Now, that's pretty much across the board that after about 100 days, you should see those numbers if the spreadsheet pans out, doubling. So whatever you put in after about 100 trading days, that can double. And these numbers also, I have been verifying every day with the amount that I'm trading on. And I keep on adding these numbers to my spreadsheet. So these numbers will change weekly because I'm updating this all the time as I see my results every day. And also I have, looked ahead at some other people's accounts that I'm help managing, and I've seen these numbers perform accurately in multiple accounts. And the predictions that I've made here so far are panning out. So over here, you see the thirds. And if you recall in Joff's presentation earlier, every 4 months, there is a 25% fee that the Trade Coin Club will take back of your earnings. And again, that doesn't touch your principal or what you've put in. That's only on how much you've earned. And this whole table reflects that 25% fee. So every time you see a third here, that means that the 25% on your earnings has been taken out. So it's not going to be, again, off the top of these earnings. That's included in this table. So this is my goal with the system and how I plan to use this system. I put the 5 Bitcoin in, and after 1 year, I am looking at seeing about 30 Bitcoin in my account just from the trade earnings. This is not anything from commissions. So if you're earning commissions and rolling them back into the account, this can happen even faster for you. And as a side note on that, I have been earning some of the commissions that I have made back into the system. So I am now about 20 trading days, or at least 1 month ahead of my schedule. So now I'm expecting to see this 30 even sooner than 1 year or 260 trading days. So there's 2 numbers here in these columns that I want to show you. One is the cumulative total. So that's how much, after you roll it in and earn your trades, that's how much you could see on whatever day of trading is referenced. The other number, the daily income number, that number is how much you will expect to see at about that 0.8% per day come into your account. All right. So on that 260th day, I've got approximately 30 Bitcoin in the system. My earnings for that day are going to be about a quarter Bitcoin every day that they're trading. That's the power of the compound interest. I start with 5, I'm expecting to see 30, and then every day after that, I get a quarter Bitcoin from trades. Now, that goes up. Look here. Once you get to this around the 60 level, then you're getting about half a Bitcoin every day. So you spend a year in the system, you let the Bitcoin work for you, you let the system work for you, you get to this 30, and then you can start taking out a quarter Bitcoin a day. At the current Bitcoin market costs, that's equivalent to about $250 a day, and that's liquid. Your daily income is liquid. If you don't roll it back into the system for the compound interest, you can take that out right now and live on it. So at the current Bitcoin value, that's approximately $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And that personally is enough for me and my family to live on pretty comfortably. So I'm looking forward to that point where if I need to use this as an income source, that's a possibility looking at these numbers. Now, of course, you can keep on rolling it in and just keep on letting your numbers grow. When you get to approximately the 120 Bitcoin level here, down under the trader, you can see that number. You're going to be getting about 1 Bitcoin a day from that trade income. So look at it this way. If you put 5 Bitcoin in now, and the system works as we're seeing it work so far, you have 30 Bitcoin next year. You spend the next about 5 weeks taking your trade earnings out daily, and you've gotten out of the system now your original 5 Bitcoin. But you've still got the 30 Bitcoin in there waiting to make interest as soon as you stop taking it out every day, basically. So you can get your 5 Bitcoin back at that point in about 5 weeks and then still have all this in there to keep trading on. That is one of these things that really excites me. This is a passive system. You do want to go in there weekly to monitor it. You might want to go in there daily to compound your interest for the maximum effect. If you miss a day, it's not that big a deal. You can do this weekly. I did another spreadsheet calculation where instead of compounding daily, I compounded weekly. And the difference is after a year at the 5 Bitcoin level, it was about 0.8 Bitcoin less than this. So, that's less, but if you don't want to do it every day, it's not that much less.
I mean, it's not the thing. Matt, if I miss a day, I don't have to freak out and ruin my entire day.
Exactly. Exactly. So, if this is not the kind of thing you want to do every day, and I'll tell you, it takes me about 2 minutes now that I'm familiar with the system to compound my interest daily. That's not a lot of time. It might take you 10 minutes at first, but you'll get the hang of it, and then it'll be easy. And if you miss a day, don't sweat it. Pick it up the next day. If you want to do this every week, do it every week. The difference is not huge. The difference comes in where some things like a certificate of deposit, which this is somewhat similar to this program. A certificate of deposit, maybe it rolls over every 6 months or every year. And then you can renew it and you can start earning interest on what you've made, but that's compounding, twice a year or once a year. And you can do this 52 times a year if you want to do it every week, or 260 times a year if you want to do it every day. So that's where that comes in. Now, remember too that these values here, this 30 Bitcoin and this quarter Bitcoin a day of your earnings, like I said, at current value, that's approximately $250 on the exchanges right now. And there's no guarantee what Bitcoin is going to do. It could go up, it could go down. But let's just say for a minute that it does go up. And next year, Bitcoin is worth $2,000 a coin. Well, you'll still be earning that quarter Bitcoin each day. However, that will be equivalent to $500 a day instead of $250. And again, nobody can predict these markets, but that's what this possibility is. So if you're interested in Bitcoin and you've got some Bitcoin in a wallet, or you want to get some Bitcoin, you can stick Bitcoin in a wallet and wait until the price of Bitcoin goes up and then sell it. Or you can put it in a system like this and you actually watch your Bitcoin grow. And if the price of Bitcoin also goes up, well, that's even better for you, because now what you're earning and what you have in there is worth even more. So
yeah,
that's the system, and that's the table. This is what people really get excited about is, in that kind of short term, doubling your Bitcoin, making your Bitcoin worth 6 times in a year due to the compound interest effect.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you, John.
Yeah, we are, we're pushing, over an hour and 15. I wanted to get some questions for everybody going. So thank you for that. And, don't worry about knowing everything right now, guys. It's not imperative that you know everything, but if you just look at this a little bit each day, I'm telling you, it will get really easy to understand. It just takes a little bit of time, because this compensation plan, sorry, I'm not sure in my video, this compensation plan is a little bit complex for, it really is. There's a lot of moving parts. But the biggest problem I had in the beginning was just trying to figure out how I was getting paid so much. So that's not a bad problem to have. So anyways, we got you in there. I'm going to go to gallery view, and let's see, are there any questions? I mean, you guys have to have
John?
Yeah.
Can I just add a couple things here quick?
All right, exactly 2. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Dave, if you have that article that you wrote to share, if that's available, if you could just maybe put a link to that in the notes, I would love to read that, and I'm sure other people would. We really respect what you have to say, and we're glad you're on here. And the other thing is, John just mentioned this compensation plan that is somewhat complex, and it has taken us, a month to grasp most of the details and the subtleties of this compensation plan. But every single thing that I have learned, every single thing that John has learned, we talk a lot about this. It just goes to reinforce the system and make this sustainable. There are some fees here and there. They are very transparent about where these fees are going and what they're doing. And that is something that makes me feel good about the system being sustainable. I wouldn't share this if I thought it was a Ponzi scheme. And Ponzi scheme is only sustainable if everyone keeps joining and everyone stays in, and there's more people coming in all the time. One of the things about the way they've orchestrated this system is that even if half or 2/3 or so many people pulled out of the system, it's set up to be stable. I hear that from some network marketers that do network marketing as a career. And I keep hearing, this is the best compensation plan I've ever seen. It is the most transparent compensation plan I've ever seen. And that is something that, I'm not a career network marketer, but as I've looked at it, I've come to the same conclusion, that they have reinforced this plan from all these different perspectives, and it just goes to make it sustainable. So I expect Trade Coin Club to be around for quite some time. I just wanted to share that because Yeah, the compensation plan might be complex, but it is well thought out and sustainable. So, John, thanks for letting me add that in.
Love it, man. Love it. No questions. Okay, so guys, remember to tell your teams and remind yourself that the 24-hour window begins in 2.5 hours exactly. Okay, so in 2.5 hours, and roughly about 2 hours and 40 minutes, whatever time that is by you, write that down, and then know that it's going to be a 24-hour window for all traders, existing and new traders, to go in and set your trade risk. So just, really keep that in mind. And if you have someone who's trying to get in and they're going to miss it and they're freaking out, let them know not to worry about it, because their trade contract won't start until they actually get into the trading pool. So they're not going to miss trading. They're just going to miss a little bit of time before they can get into it. So that's really important as well. So yeah, this webinar is going to go every week, guys. We do this for you guys. We do this to help you guys bring people on and use it as a tool. As you can see, you don't have to really say anything. You could just let people know about it and have them come on here. They can ask us the tough questions. They can, whatever they want to do. Bring people on. This is why we're here. We have nothing to hide, man. And if we know the answer, we'll get the answer. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find it out for you guys. So why are you laughing, Matt? I see you laughing. All right, AJ, what's up, brother?
I'm not going to repeat why I'm laughing, but I'm watching the videos out here and watching what some of the people are doing. And one of them just makes me happy. It just made me laugh. So.
All right, cool. And guys,
maybe you guys caught it too. I don't know.
Have fun for the love of Buddha or whoever you serve. Have fun. This is supposed to be a good time. You know what I mean? Like, this is about having fun. We're in this. It's just pre-launch, right? So some things are going to be changing. There's going to be some updates. Some things are not going to be the best ever right now. But I'll tell you what, I've talked to, in fact, I'd love to get Kimmy on here for a second. If she's still with us, she might have jumped off. I think Kimmy jumped off. But anyway, she's a pretty seasoned business person. She's had her own businesses. She's been in network marketing. And she has told me that for a pre-launch, this is very, very impressive. The system is impressive. The compensation plan is impressive. The timing of this thing, guys, the timing, are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. We are talking about entering a whole new era of how people, everyday people, can generate wealth. I'm excited about being part of a huge wealth transfer away from the elites and into my hands. And I'm really excited to help you guys be part of that too. And this is big. This is history in the making. So anything else? Let's see. I already won the cruise. So you guys better come with me. It's 50 cycles. It's not that hard. 50 Bitcoin of volume on the left, 50 Bitcoin of volume on the right. I'm going to be on that cruise. I don't even like cruises, but I'm going to be on that cruise. So you guys better come with. And that's it. I'm going to put my my YouTube channel in the chat here, so you guys can look for this webinar in my YouTube channel. And if there's no other questions, I'm going to leave this open for a little while so you guys can have some dialogue in the chats for about 10 minutes, and we'll just go from there. Thank you, guys.
Hey, John.
Dave, what's up, brother?
I just want to let you know, I'll get that article to you, and you can figure out how to get it out to everybody, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, if you have the article, Dave, you can email it to me right now. Dave?
Yeah,
You don't have it?
I can't do it right now.
Oh, it's no pressure. Yeah, we'll get it out to everybody. If you guys want the article that Dave was talking about, I'll put my my info at newwayearners.com email in the bottom there. That's my email. So you guys can send me an email if you want anything like the spreadsheet, or if you want the article that Dave's talking about. And if you guys want this recording, just go to my newwayearners.com/YouTube. Also, Matt has a great YouTube channel. It's already in the chat. Digital Money Today. It's by William, who's another great leader on our team. What's up, Kooses? The Kooses just jumped on. You guys are last minute, living on the edge. So William and Matt, you guys have a great YouTube channel as well. So yeah, we'll just stop it there. I'm gonna leave this chat open. I'm gonna leave this meeting going for about 10 minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll jump on and answer them. But I'm gonna go use the restroom. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Thanks for coming. We appreciate everybody's time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, John.
My pleasure and my honor.